So this is the downtown Houma Marina. It's really pretty. There's a dude over here fishing. I don't know if you can see him. But the marina is right in a little canal between these two bridges. And the canal is, immediately after that last boat is the ICW. It turns back on there, but look at my pretty little boat. Okay, so day 2, still we have a development. My bilge pump went out, so I heard I heard a pump running earlier that just wouldn't shut off, and I was like, where the heck is that coming from? And I went to flipping breakers, and I wound up getting every single breaker that I had flipped off, and it was still going, which meant it was something hooked to the battery. Because I thought it was the water pump. I thought it was the water pressure pump, because that's always been a little funny, and it'll if like any of the screws get loose, it'll suck some air in there, and you'll hear it pumping. But I thought that's what it was. When I hit that switch on the wall, it didn't go out. Anyways, turns out it's my bilge pump, which is hooked to the battery, which is why none of the switches shut it off. And I was like, oh crap, I knew I was just burning that pump up, and you can't really get to it. I've been digging around in the bilge pump, and I'm filthy. This is my shower water. Hold on. I'm spin you around. My shower water is too hot. So can you see the steam coming up? I'm waiting on that to cool off so that I can take a shower. So you have to deal with me like this. It's sad. You'll get used to it. Anyways, bilge pump's out. In order to get to it, I think I'm going to have to take off one of the hoses that goes to the fuel line, because there's not enough room to get it. I'll show you tomorrow. There's not enough room to get the bilge pump out of the hole without taking off a hose to the fuel tank. It's like a little tiny hole that my hand barely fits in, and that's the only way that I can figure that they got that pump down in there. So we're stuck in Houma, which is a freaking fantastic place to be stuck. It could have happened tomorrow, and I'll be at Lafitte, this little island called Lafitte, which is Lafitte. Jean Lafitte was a famous pirate. Maybe he was an infamous pirate along the Gulf Coast. It was pretty cool. I'm excited about going to that island. However, had this bilge pump issue come out there, I'm going to be on anchor, and right now I'm at a marina. I'm 3 miles from a West Marina. I put it in the map. So tomorrow I'll wake up. I'm going to have some coffee and some breakfast. We're going to have a nice, easy little day, because I can't leave tomorrow, even if I get that pump fixed quick. So I've got the whole day in Houma tomorrow. I'm going to have a nice, relaxing morning, have some coffee, have some breakfast, and then I'm going to get an Uber to take me to West Marine, buy a new bilge pump and all of the electrical crap that I should have that I don't. And I'm going to fix the bilge pump. So I calculated a couple of extra days into this trip just in case there was trouble, but really looking on the bright side, if you're going to have trouble, this is a fantastic place to have trouble. Literally, there's a park across the street. There's lights everywhere. There's 4 or 5 other boats here. There's a really cool sailboat down at the end that this guy has. He looks like he's got enough solar panels to run Chicago. He's got his Starlink satellite set up on the back, and his net's going around the side. He's obviously a live aboard world traveler. Either way, if I can't get it, and I think I can get it just fine. I've got some help if I need it, though, tools and stuff. If there's something that I need that I don't have, or something that I don't want to Uber back to the West Marine again, I should be able to get some help tomorrow. But I'm going to try to do it without it. Maybe it'll be a good time to take a video. I will say, something has happened, but it's been small, manageable, except for the first day. Small, manageable things that have really built my confidence. The first day, as soon as I got out of the marina, the engine died, and I threw out an anchor, which wasn't really sticking. It slowed me down, but I was still just kind of moving off towards the rocks because I had just come out of the marina. And I had an airlock, and I fixed it, thankfully. Got the engine fired back up before I was on the rocks, and then we got on out of there, and it was fine. And then this morning when I went to leave Morgan City, like, I had read that there was some shoaling over by the bridge, but where I had to put the boat was the closest to the bridge because all of the other stops had been just taken. So I eased in there, and it was fine. When I was leaving this morning, like, my little depth gauge, I was in like 10 feet of water, and it went from 10 feet to 0 feet in less than a minute. Like, it was so fast, and I got stuck pretty good, but I got it off, and like, off we went. So there's been like little tiny challenges. This bilge pump is one. Like, it's not a big deal. It just cost me a day, but maybe I need a day. Like, I'm wiped. So anyways, that's what's happening. Day 2 update. Fun little adventure. I'm actually not upset. I'm just exhausted. Like, I am really tired. I don't like sitting while I'm on the tiller, like, motoring, and you have to go all day long. So I'm standing most of the day, and I'm surprised how tired I am, honestly. Like, I'm ready for a nap. I'm ready for a shower and a good sleep. And I'm glad to know that I don't have to get up tomorrow and go, actually. Like, it gives me a project, and I can relax here for a day. Like I said, great spot to relax. So anyways, that's what's going on in my world. I can't even complain. This is so great. It's a fun little trip. All right. Well, maybe I'll dump a little of this hot water out and add some cooler to it and go ahead and take a shower. I'll update tomorrow. Good night. What are you doing? What are you doing out there? Well, hey. Bye. I gotta get new glass. Y'all, he came back. And now? Oh, there's a second one. Hey, what are you doing? I wish it would zoom in. Their little faces look so... Oh, no, he's out. Done. But this one, yeah, that's the one I was talking to earlier. Let's focus on him. What the hell? You guys just keep coming. How many are you? Baggins. I think we might be under attack. All right. Your buddies are chickens. What do you think? Hey, kitty kitty. Okay, so I got a shower. 3 minutes after I lay in the bed, there's a cat face looking at me. Freak Baggins out. He won't come to bed. He's sitting at the companionway. He's wanting to get out. He's got like a low rumbly growl every once in a while. Anyways. It was a good end to the night. Made me smile. West Marine tomorrow. New bilge pump. Lafitte's the next day. See ya. Good morning. It's about 4:30 in the morning on day 3. And I've been hearing this bilge pump kick on a few times. It's okay, buddy. A few times during the night, and I don't know, it sounds fine. It's a little louder than it was, but I just got down here and looked, and it's just kind of tilted on its side a little bit where I dropped it back down in that hole. But it's working. I think because it's tilted on its side is why it's just a little bit louder. But I had dumped water into the bilge because it was bone dry from where that pump had been running before I thought that maybe it had burnt out, but I thought that I maybe fixed the pump, but because I couldn't get the pump out, I couldn't put it in like a bucket of water to test it. So like the only option was to dump a few buckets down into the bilge from the water off the over the side. And I did, and nothing happened. But in the middle of the night last night, I went to sleep at like midnight and nothing had happened. But then it just randomly started working again. I didn't have my phone near the rebirth to see what time that was. But anyways, now my bilge is back to normal. The pump seems to be running. So I just need to decide if I'm gonna stay. I don't see the point in replacing a bilge that's working. And I have, this is down in the bilge where I've been working, and see those little, this is my fuel tank. And then these wires I had pulled up, those are go down to the bilge. And then, you can't see because my phone makes a shadow, but that big pipe coming, or hose coming out of the fuel tank is what I was going to have to remove to get it out, because the pump is too big to fit through those holes to take out. So that's the only way. However, here in disaster land, hold on, there's a pump. And see, it's got that little yellow connector on the bottom. It's used, but I can't imagine that Sterling would have taken a bilge pump that wasn't working and saved it, and I didn't can it because it seemed like a good idea to have a spare, which had to be why he kept it. So I have a spare. I don't have all the tools I need, but worst case, I have to do this at Lafitte's, and I just old school it, and I cut those wires with a knife and tape them back together and just deal with it until I get home. I think that's what I'm going to do. Then I don't waste a day. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're leaving today. It's 4:30. I've got 2 hours before sunup. So I'm going to go ahead and start cooking me some breakfast and topping off the fuel and getting ready to go. All right. Crisis averted. I didn't even have to do anything. It's pretty cool. Good morning, world. We on our way. Questionable bilge pump and all. Good morning, tugboat. Whoop whoop. See him? Whoop! He scared me, Baggins. What happened? See you later, Brett Matthew. Gonna be that kind of day. We're on our way to Lafitte. Gonna be a good morning. I wish you guys could have seen me. I gotta get some mounts. I told you I broke my GoPro, and I gotta get some mounts and stick them all over this boat. My docking is kind of questionable still. I'm not even scared to admit it. Like, I'm learning. And so where we parked last night, docked last night, you can see it's this little narrow canal. And I was like, well, this will be fun. And I was kind of parallel parked in there. And I learned about spring lines. I made a spring line, which you kind of leave tied up and swing the bow. I swung the whole bow around, kicked her into gear, let go of my spring line, turned a nice tight little turn. It was beautiful, just like I did it 10,000 times. On video? No. That's okay. We got time. Anyways, hope you have a great day.
Yeah, Captain. I got the first opening and they got a loaded supply vessel. That's going to be going to Houma now to catch y'all after that. See about 8:45, 8:50, somewhere around there.
Hadn't rained in a month.